Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over test 3, chapter 9. So when you're ready, click on test 3, chapter 9. It tells you have 1 attempt on this in 3 hours. When you're ready, hit attempt quiz now, then hit start attempt. For the first one, it says, in el aeropuerto, complete the sentences with the logical vocabulary word or phrase from the word bank. So you'll read these sentences, and if it says los pasajeros no quieren blank al equipaje, if that's aduana, you would write an A there, if that's what makes most sense in the blank. If it is bajarse, you would write a B, and so on and so forth, okay? Un viaje profesional. Sergio loves to travel and talk about his experiences. Complete the following passage about his last business trip by first choosing the logical adjective from the word bank. So you've got lenta, puntual, general, inmediata, particular. So you'll pick one of those adjectives, and then you're going to turn it into an adverb using mente. And sometimes you have to make some changes. So that's what you'll be putting in the blank there is the adverb that you made from the adjectives given. Here it says, los viajes, complete each sentence with a logical vocabulary word or phrase. So you'll read the sentence, and if what makes most sense here, en mi último viaje montamos, if it's caballo, you would write an A. If it's bucear, you would write a B. And so for each of these, you will write the letter next to the word that makes the most sense to complete the sentence. For más verbos, it says complete each of the following sentences with the correct subjunctive form of the verb in parentheses. So you're going to take the verb that's in parentheses and turn it into the present subjunctive form. For number 5, it says a conjugar, complete the following sentences with the correct subjunctive form of the verbs provided. So you're basically doing the same thing again. Take the verb that's in parentheses and turn it into the subjunctive form, and be careful with D because you also have a reflexive pronoun there that you have to do something with. Then here it says Nadia en el aeropuerto. Listen to Nadia describe an experience she had at the airport. This is the audio link, so you'll want to play this. If these statements, then you've got all these statements, right? If this statement is true, based on what you heard in the audio, you would hit A. If it's false, you would write B. And if it is not mentioned, you would write C. And that's how you would do number 6. 7, por o para. For each of these, you'll read through the scenarios and decide what if por or para would best complete the sentence. If it's por, you're going to write an A in here. If it's para, you're going to write a B. Then if we go down to 8, again, we're dealing with our adverbs. So we're taking these adjectives that are given and adding mente, and sometimes we have to make an additional spelling change, and turning them into the adverb form that's derived from these adjectives. Then if you go down here, it says, es lógico o ilógico. Do you think you have a good grasp of vocabulary? Read the following statements and decide if they're logical or illogical. If they're logical, cuando me bajo de avión, busco mi equipaje en la sala de espera. If that makes sense, write an A. If it doesn't make sense, write a B. Okay. Then for number 10, el subjuntivo de los verbos regulares. This is already, these verbs already conjugated for you. Find the subjunctive spelling of the verb given. And so if comas is the subjunctive, you'd write an A. If you think it's comes, you'd write a B. If you think it's comiste, you'd write a C. That's what you do for number 10. Number 11 is still the present subjunctive. You're going to take the verb given and you are going to conjugate it into its present subjunctive form for the subject given. So this one would be done for nosotros, this one for yo, so on and so forth. For number 12, you are matching the definition with the item. So las maletas, if the definition of las maletas is ocurre cuando el avión no despega a tiempo, you'd write an A. If las maletas is a lugar donde se pasa tiempo antes de abordar el avión, you'd write a B, and so on and so forth. So just match the definition with the word, and that's everything that you have to do for test 3.